Man, that was a little bit of a hustle right there, YouTube. That was a little bit of a hustle. Look. So part of this game, obviously, is finding knowledge and bringing it to y'all, right? So, I was looking around. I came across a video. Hold on, y'all. I came across a video that I felt like would benefit some of y'all if you listen. Now, I said some. I didn't say all of y'all. I said some of y'all, because some of y'all like knowledge to be given to you. You will listen, but you don't utilize on the knowledge. So I found this video, ET Trucking. Shout out to them. Pretty much breaking down what I've been preaching like a year or two. Okay, supply and demand, the economics of trucking, just the economics of economy, period, right? We had the holidays where rates always went up a little bit because the demand increased, because everybody and their mama, their uncle, their grandparents is buying Christmas present, Thanksgiving present, things of that nature, the holidays, right? So rates always go up. And what have I been saying about that? Yeah, man. Look, I got 7 straps. I'm about to sell them because, we need some bread. Not for bills, but I'm trying to buy me some land in Africa. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is just sell all my guns, except for one. I'm saving one in case a Negro would. In case a Negro wish he would. Yeah. We always keep one. But all jokes aside, man, I got hella straps. I deal with the Rugers. So if anybody wanna, we got the 9 security is probably what I'm gonna hold, because it fit me well. Nice and secure. Yeah, because you want to go night. Yeah, you don't need no night quail. Just creep in the crib. All you got to do is creep into the crib. And it's not nighttime. No melatonin, no Z-Quail, nothing. But anyways, so this video right here, I feel like will do y'all good, man. I'ma just let it play. I'ma chill, watch it. And I'm going to get back with y'all on it. Pay attention. Learn something. You feel me? Learn something, damn it. Like, learn something, man.
Imagine driving one of these things for 40 to 45 cents per mile. Yes, there are actually drivers out there working and driving these babies for 40 to 45 cents per mile. I mean, you might think they're crazy. I mean, I think they're crazy, but let me show you what I mean. All right, so in order to show you how this stuff works, so I went online, tried to find a job for a truck driver. Now, I've stumbled upon a couple of them, and here is how they lure you into working for such cheap rates. Now, if today's national average is, I would say probably 2.05 is what I think today's national average is. Now, if I look here at this job ad, it says that it's looking for truck drivers to work under a certain cents per mile or 22 to 25% of gross. Now, if I look at 22% of gross, let's take some formulas out there, all right? So a long haul truck driver on average does 11,000 miles per month on a good month. On a bad month, he probably does 9, 10 and a half. But let's take a good month and we'll compare a good month with 22% of gross, and we'll go all the way up to 27% of gross based on today's national average, okay? So here is my Excel sheet that I've populated, and what I have here is 11,000 miles, and then multiply that by the national average at 2.05, the driver grossed out $22,550. Now, if you're getting paid 22% of gross, which is $4,961, is 22% of the gross earnings. Now, if you're getting paid $4,961 when driving 11,000 miles, you're actually making 45 cents per mile. So this is how we know that 22% is not good at all. And there are drivers that are working for 22%. But let's take it one step further. Okay, let's take the best case scenario from this ad. It's paying 25% of gross. Now, if we take 25% of gross and we know that we grossed out $22,550, 25% of that is $5,637. Now, if you take $5,637 and you divide that by 11,000 miles, Well, that driver is only making 51 cents per mile. Now, I found some other ads that pay a little bit more. So this is one company here, they're paying with 1 year of experience or 3 years of experience. You can choose rate per mile, or you can choose getting paid by gross, but they always upsell on the gross. Like, gross is so much better, getting paid by gross. If you're a company driver, you really shouldn't be accepting any percentage of gross, okay? Let's take ad number 2. Immediate openings, local loads, and over the road. 25% pay of truck gross after fuel surcharge, okay? So same thing here. I mean, these figures are all 25%. Now, tell me, some people will come back at me and say, hey, Ronan, DAT says that the national average today is $2.25 per mile. And I'll tell you, even though I truly believe that the national average is a lot less than that, but even if you were right and the national average is $2.25 per mile, and let's say best case scenario, you were able to get that on a round trip rate, look what it does to the 22%, the 25%, and the 27% of gross. Now, why did I choose 27% of gross? Because there were some ads that I found that pay a little bit more. They pay 27% of gross. Now, let's see what it does even if the truck was running at $2.25 per mile. Okay, let me switch up these formulas. Here we go. The truck grossed out $24,750. Now, 22% of that is $5,445. And if you divide that by 11,000 miles, you have 50 cents per mile. Well, you're working a lot less than what drivers are getting paid. Drivers today are getting paid 65 cents per mile. Now, I really don't care where you are, whether you're East Coast, West Coast, if you're North, if you're South, Midwest USA. I know in Atlanta, we're paying 65 cents per mile. I know that jobs in Wisconsin and Illinois also pay 65, maybe even 70 cents per mile. And I know that companies out in Texas pay 60, 65 cents per mile. So I'll take it that, you should be working for at least 65 cents per mile. It doesn't matter where you are in the US. So back to our original discussion, $2.25 per mile. Even if you're getting paid 25% of gross, you're still making only 56 cents per mile. Okay, that's with best case scenario running round trip rates at $2.25 per mile. Now, even if you got a higher end paying job, which is 27% at $2.25 per mile, that's still only 61 cents per mile, and you're making less than what you should be. Now, let's look at a few more of these ads just so we can educate ourselves. Here's another one. Companies hiring with 6 months experience required. Looking for CDL driver with striving to make $3,500 a week. Now, let's take this. I love it when they say the driver can make $3,000, the driver can make $3,500 a week. Now, here in our scenarios with these formulas, this is a monthly salary, okay? So we got getting paid 22%, getting paid 25%, and getting paid 27%, okay? Now, if you divide this by weeks, okay, so if I take this formula and divide it by 4 weeks, so let's say if we do this equals this divided by 4, okay, and then we have all of them. So here we go. Now they're saying here that driver can make $3,500 a week. Okay, I'm not saying it. This ad is saying it. All right. So imagine what rate per mile would you need to run at for you to be making $3,500 a week? So in order to get to that answer, let's play around with the formula and see if it's even possible. Let's say they had crazy contracts. Now, I don't care who you are. You're not making more than $2.60, $2.75 per mile if you had crazy contracts. So let's switch this up to a company that does have these crazy contracts and see how much their drivers are making per week. Okay, so if there was a company out there that had crazy contracts and they were running their fleet at $2.75 per mile, which is unheard of in today's world, okay, that a big fleet is doing that. Even smaller fleets are not running at $2.75 per mile round trip. But that's still, if I change up all these formulas, 22% will give you 61 cents per mile. At 25%, it gives you 69 cents per mile. And at 27, it gives you 74 cents per mile. But still, even with these crazy contracts, okay, their weekly pay is nowhere near $3,500 a week. So that was a fun exercise. I want you to understand that nobody out there is making $3,500 a week working as a company driver. I don't care what kind of equipment they're running. Okay, so the next one here, okay, we're gonna hide the company name. I really don't like to bash anybody. I just wanna get the message across to all of you, okay? It's not about bashing anybody or exposing anybody. All right, here you have a company that's saying that they pay between 25 to 30% of gross, okay? Now, I know that we pay 75 cents per mile for flatbed drivers running our Conestogas or flatbeds, okay? That's my benchmark, and the benchmark that I took is probably like a national average in the US, and that's why we're paying these rates at our US terminal in Atlanta, Georgia. But this guy over here, this ad, it says they're paying 25 to 30% of gross, paying $3,000 per week. Now, let's see if this formula is correct, all right? So let's pull up the DAT, the national average for flatbeds right now. Even though I don't believe it, I think it's overstated. The national average for flatbed says it's $2.71, okay? Now, even at $2.71 per mile, now I'm gonna switch all these formulas to $2.71 per mile, okay? All right, so here we have $2.71 per mile. The formula is correct. Let's switch it up, $2.71 per mile. All right, grossing out $29,810, okay? Now let's place this at 25%, and we're gonna place this at 30%, and we're gonna make this at 35%, okay? So let's do this formula times 0.25, and then we have equals this times 0.3. All right, so even if a company was running their flatbeds, okay, so it says between 25 to 30% they're paying on gross. Now, if I am getting 25% of gross with the national average being $2.71 per mile, I'm grossing out monthly, that truck is grossing out monthly, $29,810. Now, $29,810, 25% of that is $7,452. Now, if you take $7,452 and you divide that by the 11,000 miles that the driver ran at 271, you're getting 68 cents per mile. That's a lot less than what normal companies are paying out there. 75 cents per mile is what you should be getting paid working for a flatbed division, okay? But let's say they were extremely generous to you, okay, and they decided to pay you 30% of gross. And this is where I see where it makes sense. So if you're getting paid 30% of gross, then you're actually making 81 cents per mile. Okay, let's delete this one right here. Now, if you're making 81 cents per mile and you're getting $2.71, then I will refer back to the national average, which is here. You really want stability. I don't care who you are as a company driver, whether you're an owner, operator, company driver, it doesn't matter. I, myself, VP of operations here, I want stability, okay? I don't want fluctuations in my pay. I want to know that I could pay the mortgage, I could pay the bills for the kids' schools, for the private schools, whatever it is that you guys do out there. You want to know that you can make those payments, those car payments at the end of the month. The last thing that you want is fluctuations in your pay. So if today's national average is $2.71 and tomorrow the national average is $2.25, well, that's a huge decrease in pay from month over month. For the company, it's great because if they get paid more, then you would get paid more. But as a company driver, you really shouldn't care what the national average is. You're doing your job. You should be getting paid per mile or salary or hourly, and that's where it ends. But a lot of these drivers are accepting these low ball jobs, okay, these low ball offers, and they're really spinning it in a way to make it look a lot better. But when you get your first paycheck, all of a sudden your jaw is dropping. Why in the world are you making less than a company driver should be making? All right, so that's what I wanted to talk about. Now, the one thing that I hate over here, it says make $3,000 per week. There's no way in hell, even with these rates, at driving at $2.71 per mile, we can see that the weekly pay is $1,800 over here. And even if you're getting paid 30% of gross, you're still making only $2,200 a week. And that's best case scenario running round trip rates of $2.71 per mile. All right, now this guy over here is offering $3,000 a week, 25% of gross, running dry vans with his 2019 Cascadias. I could tell you one thing, that this company 100% is full of shit. There's no way in hell somebody's driving 2019 Cascadia dry vans and having a driver getting paid 25% of gross, making $3,000 a week, plus minus $3,000. I don't see that happening, okay? So don't fall for this stuff. Now, another big thing that I'm gonna point out, okay? And all of you drivers out there know this, whether you're a company driver or owner operator. Now, they're saying that the gross sales, just like I did right now over here in the screen, it says here that the gross is $29,810. I don't think any company driver out there receives the confirmations, the original confirmations of what a broker paid out to a carrier when they did the load. So you as an owner operator, you as a company driver, you're not getting the original confirmations, which means that if the rates skyrocketed and they're skimming on top, you will never know this because you are not getting the original pay. You're not getting the confirmation from the broker, okay? Your company is dispatching you and they're dispatching you assuming that the rates are 271, assuming that the rates are 251. Do you really want to get into it with the company? You have the original confirmations, or you're providing the original confirmations, you're not. I think it's much better to work on a rate per mile system, and you shouldn't care what the company gets paid. All you need to be concerned about is that you're getting the miles, and if you're not getting the miles, then that is a problem. Now, I promised you at the beginning that you would see what an owner-operator makes with today's national averages. So that's why I have tab number 2 over here. Let's put this together for you guys quickly. So the national average, it says that it's $2.23. Let's look at it one more time for the van division. $2.23 per mile in the month of October. Again, I feel like it's a lot less than that. On a round trip rate, I feel like it's a lot less than that, but $2.23. We'll plug in the formulas here just so you can see what a driver takes home. $2.23 per mile. Now, ET Motor Freight, so we take 25% of that gross. And your insurance is paid for and your trailer is paid for. Now, we won't have the driver's pay because in our scenario, the owner-operator drives his own truck. So the owner-operator does pay for his plates. The owner-operator does pay for some accident insurance, and then he does pay for tolls and bridges. So in today's realistic world, okay, an owner-operator running at $2.23, let's just make sure that the fuel is correct, that it's October 1st to October 15th, and the national average for fuel for diesel is $4.59. So let's just put in the formula over here for fuel. 11,000 miles, divide that by 7.5 miles per gallon is what your truck should be running. That's 1,466 gallons that truck burnt. If that truck burnt that many gallons, multiply that by national average, which is $4.59, is equal to $6,732 of fuel. So this owner operator just took home under $11,000 for the month. Okay, so again, this is a monthly statement. We pay our owner operators weekly, but I really wanted to show you guys out there what owner operators are making right now based on today's national average, okay, at $2.23 per mile, which is the information given to us by DAT for the van division. All right, so there you have it. Hopefully you learned something from this video. I'm Ronen, R-O-N-E-N. If you have any questions,
you latch on, you lease on to is going to be responsible for you succeeding or not, for your success in this business. Anyways, I hope you guys' eyes were open. I hope it gets you thinking. Reevaluate your percentage you're driving for right now, man. He's not lying. There's companies out here paying 65, 70 cents a mile. Oh, here's the part I disagree with when he said no matter what equipment you're pulling, you're not getting $3,000 a week or none of that, bro. Oil field is paying. Oil field is paying, like I've been saying. I'm not trying to push everybody there because I might end up there, but oil field is paying. I'm pretty sure everybody realizing that now, and then things might be getting a little bit saturated by now. But depending on the equipment you take in, it's paying. Because the rules and regulation is different. The ELD stuff is different. You can be out here running more miles, flipping more loads if you're getting paid by the hour or percentage. Just make sure you get the right number. Don't be out here running for no 40 cents a mile. Come on, man. Yeah. You got to do your math, baby. Mama needs some shoes. Baby needs some food, damn it.